Hello and welcome in, YouTube. My name is The Crow Show, home of the smoothest voice on Twitch, TikTok, and now YouTube. So the Resident Evil Project W chapter is out now. I have 2 million blood points. That's the new cap. I wanted to see how far we get spending 2 million blood points on a new character. As you can see, I've got all of my survivors at Prestige 9 or higher. So all of the perks, well, quote-unquote all of the perks are unlocked, except for the universals and the teachables for Rebecca. So I'm going to spend 2 million blood points on Rebecca just to see how far we get. So let's check it out. Alright, we got the first blood web. Here we go. Got Kindred. I do like Rebecca's animations. On the menu, she gives you a little bit of a thumbs up. So it's funny, just as I was about to hit record, Rebecca gave me the thumbs up. She's like, okay, Crow, I'm ready. You're ready. Let's do this. She's thinking, you see? As you can see, she's thinking. So just a reminder, I'm just going to recap really quickly here. You can see brown items are now 2,000. Yellow items, 2,500. Green, 3,250. And the purple ones are now 4,000. So everything you buy in the Blood Web is significantly cheaper. So we should get pretty far in terms of how far we can level up Rebecca. I assume that, like, we'll at least get her to Prestige 1, probably higher. In the previous Blood Webs, where everything cost more, I would spend 1 million blood points, and I would get to, like, maybe level 37 or something like that. Yep, Rebecca confirms it. She puts her thumbs up. So at level 10, the entity will start to take items from us. See? Perks and gobble up items. So one of the strategies I like to employ once we get into bigger blood webs, you buy 4 items and then your perk. And when the blood webs get bigger, if you spend all your blood points in one area of the blood web, the entity will claim more items. They'll gobble up more items, and I'll show you that. Rebecca's like, yep, that's right, Crow. There we go. So we're at level 15. All 4 perk slots are unlocked, and we've put less than 200,000 blood points into Rebecca. That's pretty significant. Now keep in mind, this chapter in particular includes 2 survivors. So not every new chapter includes 2 survivors. So moving forward, we'll probably only have to focus on one character, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to spend these blood points on just one character. Thank you, Rebecca. Thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to try to be as thrifty as I can with my points. I'm going to try to avoid the purple items, the green items, as best I can. Some of them are really hard to avoid, though. Again, like, there's so many useless items and offerings and add-ons in this game. It can be pretty ridiculous, and that's why I like that we're going to be getting more bang for our buck for the blood points that we spend. I can already tell that we're going to be getting a lot more levels for a lot less blood points. Okay, so we've spent about 330,000 blood points. We are currently at level 22. Not too bad so far. I'm really excited for this chapter. I'm excited that RPD is now a pretty good map. I'm excited Rebecca has a perk that's like helps with the phase camping aspect of this game. I think it'll primarily be most helpful for people who are on comms in a 3 or 4 person Swift. Especially if you can relay to your teammates, hey, this killer is just face camping me. Looks like he has no intention of leaving the hook. And then you can use Rebecca's new perk, what's it called? Reassurance, to cancel the hook timer. So that's a good thing. Okay, so we're at level 27, and we've spent 430,000 blood points so far. Rebecca confirms the math. The math on that is correct. Again, I'm gobbling up as many brown and yellow items as I can in order to get the most out of my blood point spending. And apparently, if you spend your blood points in one section of the blood web, that means the entity will gobble up more items on the blood web, you know, as the entity starts taking things away from you. Rebecca confirms that with a thumbs up. Thank you, Rebecca. And so you've probably, if you watch Twitch streams or watch YouTube videos, you've probably noticed that content creators are usually at the blood point cap. They'll have 2 million blood points. They'll have a bunch of tome challenges they haven't redeemed, maybe some daily challenges they haven't redeemed yet. That's because they're saving them for the new chapter. They're waiting to redeem those extra blood points after they've spent them here. Then they go redeem them, and then they come back here and buy items off the blood web and level up whoever they need to level up. Now, just a reminder, when you prestige your characters, that unlocks their teachables on everybody else, whether you're playing killer or survivor. So this should be Rebecca's first teachable. Wait. Oh, her teachable used to show up here. I guess we need to prestige them now. In the past, we used to be able to just, at level 35, we'd buy their first teachable. But the way it works now is when you get to Prestige 1, her 3 teachables, these 3 perks, they'll all be level 1 on everybody else, all of my other survivors. So I don't even have to like unlock anything. It'll just be available for everybody. And the perks will be tier 1. But when I go back, as I prestige higher, it'll be like when I hit prestige 3, for example, all the 3 teachables will be tier 3 on all my other survivors. And I won't have to spend blood points in the blood web to get that on my other survivors. So this is Behavior's way of helping with the grind of this game, because it is quite the heavy grind. It's been a major sore spot in the game for quite some time. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. So we've spent 738,000 blood points so far, and we're currently at level 40. I think in the past, I would have been maybe close to being done by now if I had 1 million blood points. So we are getting a lot of value out of the blood points we banked going into this. Because last night I played a few games so that I could get to 2 million blood points, to the cap of 2 million blood points, so that I could get this new chapter, and then just spend my blood points on this here video, because I was curious about it, and I know other people will probably be curious about it. There's a lot of nuance to this game in terms of like the very basics, and the blood web is not as basic as it seems. I went into a Dead by Daylight Facebook group, and the questions people had, I was like really shocked at the questions people had. It was like to me, very basic information. But for the people asking the questions, they might have just started playing Dead by Daylight. Some people were asking questions like, how do I get a flashlight save? How do I fix a generator? Which perks help me fix generators quicker? Like, there's so many perks in this game, and so many of them just don't get used at all. Like, when's the last time you saw somebody using Soul Survivor? You've probably never seen somebody use Soul Survivor. Rebecca said, yep, that's correct. So, a lot of useless perks in this game. But the nice thing is, when you're spending blood points, when you prestige your characters, you no longer lose your items and your offerings, and that's a good thing. That's a really positive change in the game, so that's exciting. So when I get Rebecca to Prestige 1, I'll start with the smaller blood webs again. But all of her items will still be there. All of her offerings and add-ons, they'll still be in my inventory. But in the past, we would have to say goodbye to those things. So, when you prestige your characters, you'd be like, okay, well, I'll prestige this person, but as a result, I'm going to lose all my medkits and my flashlights. And that was a big reason why people didn't like to prestige their characters. Okay, so we've spent just a little over 1 million blood points, and we're currently at level 49. I can say with confidence that in the way the old blood web worked, we wouldn't get anywhere near this. So I think we'd get to maybe level 40, possibly level 43. So yeah, I can definitely tell that the new blood point system is definitely going to be helping out with the grind of this game. Spent just a little over 1 million blood points, and we're about to ready to hit Prestige 1. So let's do that now. Of course, there's going to be a lot of variables. There's a lot of RNG with the blood web. So it's not an exact science, but it gives us an idea of how much we get out of our blood points. Okay, so Prestige 1, we have to spend 20k blood points here. So to get to Prestige 1, we spent 1,118,000 blood points. So now all of Rebecca's teachables, they're all available for all my characters. So we go to Hattie, for example. We go to her loadout. And there you go. Better Than New is there, Hyper Focus, and Reassurance. And we didn't have to spend blood points in Hattie's blood web to get that. So that's a really cool feature. Okay, so yeah, we go back to smaller blood webs. So we'll get the remaining perks a lot quicker. Oh, it looks like we have all the perks now on Rebecca. So my Rebecca currently has all the survivor perks. And the reason why we get her to Prestige 3 is so that all of her perks are tier 3 for all of my other survivors. If I want, I can go back into Hattie's blood web, for example, and I can spend blood points to get these perks to tier 3. Like, those perks will be available in everybody else's blood web, but if I want to avoid that completely, I just get Rebecca to Prestige 3. Yep, Rebecca confirms it. Thumbs up. So for the first 9 levels, the entity does not take any items from you. So I'm just spending blood points. And at level 10, that's when the entity jumps in and will start to chew up items for me. I'll take the Commodious Toolbox there. So items I like to try to fetch. I like getting Bloody Party Streamers. That's the offering where you and everybody else in the game gets 100% more blood points at the end of the trial. I like going for flashlights. I like getting Commodious Toolbox. I enjoy getting medkits because medkits are the best items in the game for survivors. They're far more impactful than flashlights and toolboxes. Toolboxes got nerfed a really long time ago. So while I try to buy all the common items I can buy, I'll definitely go out of my way to get like a med kit or a flashlight. See? Entities chewing up items on the blood web. How we doing? We're approaching 1.4 million blood points spent. We're getting really close to that, and we're already at Prestige 1, level 18. So, yeah, the new system making everything cost less on the blood web is definitely very effective. Again, I'm analyzing really quickly. Gauze roll, I like that. I do like odd stamp for maps. I don't use maps a lot, but when I do, odd stamp is quite often in my build. So yeah, we're at 1.4 million blood points spent, and we're at level 20 Prestige 1. And still have more to spend. Gel Dressing's my favorite add-on for medkits, because it's a full health state. 16 charges, that's a full health state. So you put Gel Dressings on any medkit, that's with the add-on. The add-on is a health state all on its own. If you put it on a green or a brown medkit, that's 2 heals right there with that particular medkit. It also depends on what perks you bring. But yeah, again, Gel Dressings. There's a Commodious toolbox, but I didn't think I could get to it, so that's why I didn't go for it. And one thing I'll say, spending the blood points still feels really tedious, though. I don't know where we're at, how long we've been recording for. It feels like a long time. And we're at 1.5 million blood points spent. We're at level 25. So here, I'm just trying to buy items all in one area. Hopefully, I was hoping the entity would eat up more items there, but they didn't. Right away, we go for Bloody Party Streamers. Yeah, spending blood points in this game, it's a very tedious task. It's a major chore. So, okay, yeah, Long Life Battery is one of my favorite add-ons as well for flashlights. Red Twine is my favorite add-on for maps, so I go for those as well. I'll try to stock up on as many medkits as I can. See, there's Red Twine. We like Red Twine. There's a Commodious toolbox. So that's why I focused my efforts on that area. And we're avoiding this crystal bead down here. Oh, I didn't see the Commodious toolbox there. I should have grabbed that. That's fine. We've got a lot of blood points to work with here. I see this medkit. The brown batteries, it's not terrible. It's not something you want to go for right away, but... Okay, so we're getting down to it. We're at level 32 currently. It's an engineer's toolbox. We'll go for that. Rebecca gave me the thumbs up. She's excited about that. Nothing here really grabs my attention, so I'm just going to buy all these brown items. We've spent about 1.7 million blood points. Gel dressings, thank you. Okay, we've spent 1.7. We're at 35, level 35, Prestige 1. Hacksaws are pretty decent, but up here we've got the brown med kit, Commodious toolbox. I'll go for it there. Try focus my areas on one particular area of the blood web, but the entity didn't chew up a bunch of items like I was hoping it would. I like all this stuff over here, so I'm going to focus my energy over here. The entity is not cooperating with me. I want the entity to chew up more items. Crystal bead, not awful. I might as well grab it. Probably could have skipped the crystal bead, but I kind of wanted to see how it'd play out. Okay, this green medkit, emergency medkit, that's my favorite item in the game. Heals fast, it's a full health state, but if you bring certain add-ons, you can heal yourself a few times really fast with that. Keys are basically useless. So we'll go for the red twine. And the shiny coin. There we go. The entity chewed up a lot of items for me down there. That's good. We're getting really close to the end here, which I'm happy about. Might as well get a brand new kit. Treat myself to a brand new kit. Oh, there's a gel dressing. We got to grab that. Okay, we have 133,000 blood points left. Ooh, I like what I see up here. Gel dressing, Commodities toolbox, syringe, yellow med kit here. That was really good. This blood web, I think we got a lot out of it, and we got some really good items there. Okay, so I'm going for the odd stamp. And I'm going to try buy as many cheap items as I can. We have 81,000 blood points left to go. I like what I see down here, so we'll stay down here. There we go, entity. Grab as many items as you want, dude. Didn't grab a lot. Okay, we got 50k left. We're at level 44, Prestige 1. So we're actually really close to getting to Prestige 2. It's like actually crazy close. And I did save some tome challenges, so I might show you all that as a bonus. 11k left. Look at that, we have 500 blood points left. We reached level 45, Prestige 1 for Rebecca. So that's where we ended up with Rebecca. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to stay tuned, I'm going to spend my bonus blood points because I do have some tome challenges and such. So let's do that. Okay, so I have a daily ritual. Okay, so I have a daily ritual I can cash in. We're gonna cash that in. There we go, 60k. And I have some tome challenges I can redeem. So let's redeem that right now. That'll be worth a few bucks. I don't know if I have any other banked. I think that's it. Let's just go with that. So we're at 480. Go back to spending blood points. And yeah, we're going to comfortably get to Prestige 2 and get well underway to getting to Prestige 3 with Rebecca. Which, again, once we hit Prestige 3, that'll unlock all of her teachables at Tier 3 for all of my other survivors. My other survivors, we won't have to spend blood points to get Rebecca's teachables. What I think I might do is I might track how much blood points I spend on Rebecca to get her to Prestige 3. That might actually be worthwhile. Okay, so we have just under 400,000 left. Let's see what else that gets for us. Oh, we got 2 beamers right there. Again, we're going to try spend and buy items all in one area in hopes that the entity will eat up more items for us. Syringe is good. I might as well go for the syringe. Medkit, the odd stamp, and the long life battery are good. Those are add-ons I like to target when I'm spending blood points in the blood web. Level 50, so the final level before we... And the thing is, prestiging is no longer optional. Like, if you want to keep spending blood points on a character once they reach level 50, you have to prestige them. See, watch. There's no option. So I spent 20,000 blood points, and Rebecca is now Prestige 2. And her teachables are now Tier 2 on all of my other survivors. Again, I don't have to spend blood points on blood webs for the other survivors to get Rebecca's perks. Unless I want to get them to Tier 3. And I may have to do that with Zarina or somebody who has all the perks. Just so I can see how they play out. Anyway, we're getting really close. We've got just over 200,000 blood points left. We're Prestige 2. I think what I'll end up doing is I'll return to this video through the magic of editing, I'll finish the rest of Prestige 3 just to see how many blood points I spent to get Rebecca to Prestige 3. And again, once she gets to Prestige 3, that means that all of her teachables will be Tier 3 for all other survivors, thus reducing the grind of Dead by Daylight by quite a bit. Okay, that's level 9, so we're at level 10 now. The entity will start to eat up some items for us. I like getting the little mystery boxes. 144k. Now the thing is, we're getting a lot of bang for our buck. It still takes such a long time to buy these things on the Blood Web. A lot of people wish there was like a buy all button, something like that, to just rip through our blood points and get these items as quick as we can. Okay, 101,000 blood points left to spend. We're at level 14, Prestige 2. So we're looking really good. Again, we're getting so much value out of this. The new blood cap of 2 million blood points. Items are cheaper now. Before, you used to have to bank so many blood points in order to unlock the teachables. And then you'd have to go spend a number of blood points on your favorite survivor, probably Zarina, and get those new teachables to Tier 3. Okay, level 18, we're getting really close to the end here. So again, what I'll do through the magic of editing is I'll return once I have more blood points and finish Prestige 2. And I'll tally up the amount just so you can get an idea of how many blood points it costs to get a survivor to Prestige 3. So here we go. We've spent 2.5 million blood points, and we got Rebecca to Prestige 2, level 19. That's pretty significant. Let's have a look at some of her items and offerings. So one rainbow map, one purple flashlight. That's pretty low. That's actually very low for 2.5 million blood points spent. 3 green flashlights, 14 yellow flashlights. That's pretty decent. 6 bloody party streamers. Only 5 escape kicks. So that's an idea of what your offerings and your items will look like after you've spent 2.5 million blood points. Really, these items, it's not enough, man. There's a lot of brown items down here, but like 1 purple flashlight and only 3 sport flashlight. That's pretty low. Hope you're enjoying the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it so far, and leave a comment with what you think. Okay, so I actually had to step away for a little bit, get some more blood points so I could spend some more here on Rebecca. So at the end of this, I do intend on showing how many blood points I spent, and I suspect I won't be able to calculate exactly how much. I've recorded all the footage of me spending blood points on her, and I figure with 900,000 blood points I have right now, I should be able to get the rest of Prestige 3. The one thing I will say is it's nice that we get more for our blood points, and this is totally a good problem to have. It still takes so long to spend blood points. Like, actually buying all these items, it's still very slow. It's not the greatest process, but I'll take this over the grind of Dead by Daylight we had prior to this update. 2020 Crow Show would probably give me a shake and just be like, dude, come on, man. You're getting stuff for cheaper. Stop crying. Dead by Daylight players, we are all so entitled. That's the one constant in this community. Entitled Dead by Daylight players. Oh, I like this part of the Blood Web. When I was buying items for Rebecca, I was really shocked at how few purple flashlights I had. So I'll be curious to see where we end up with items when all is said and done. Again, we've spent like quite a bit of blood points so far. Again, I'm trying to be as thrifty as I can, trying to buy the cheapest items I can see, but I will reach if I do see something I really like a purple or green flashlight. Green med kits are nice. Stuff like that. Just to comment on initial thoughts on Wesker. I played Wesker last night on my Twitch stream. That's twitch.tv/thecrowshow. And I gotta say, he's fun to play with, but I lost a whole heck of a lot while I was playing. A lot of times, I just didn't even have a chance to win. And I'm a pretty good Dead by Daylight player. I'm a pretty good killer. Obviously nowhere near the top, but I suspect casual players are really gonna struggle with Wesker. That could be bad for the game. We'll see how it plays out. So we're at level 34, trying to focus my efforts on one side of the blood web. That doesn't seem to be helping. I remember prior to this update, people were like, I could get to Prestige 2 with only 1 million blood points. I'm like, you're a freaking liar, dude. Also, the new RPD, I played it in the PTV and I had fun with it, but because the map has been reworked, behavior is basically making us play RPD every time we play Dead by Daylight. Every single round seems to be RPD. So, yeah, I am getting pretty tired of RPD at this point. Another comment about Wesker, I almost said Whisker. Another comment about Wesker is he really struggles with pallets and windows. Most killers do, of course. And yes, he can vault windows, he can vault pallets pretty quickly using his special power, but the thing with his special power is that there is a pretty significant recovery time before he can start to move and then get in position to attack. So if you vault a pallet and intend to try to down the survivor you're chasing currently, it really doesn't work if you're at one of those kind of 50-50 pallets where they're kind of running around a tiny little loop and you vault it. By the time you recover and start to be able to move, the survivor will already be on the other side of that tiny little loop you're at. So in that case, it's best just to break it, break the pallet. Okay, we're getting closer and closer. Again, I like to grab purple flashlights. I like to grab maps. Abdominal dressing's pretty nice for medkits. That's actually just giving myself ideas for a video. How many of you would be interested in watching a video talking about like how to build a medkit, strategies for building a medkit, which add-ons to use, which ones are good, which ones are bad, which ones sort of have synergy together, because there are right and wrong ways to build items in this game. And behavior doesn't always make it super obvious that certain add-ons should go together, but you'd be surprised. I stumbled upon a Dead by Daylight Facebook group, and the amount of people who didn't know like very basic things about this game is quite alarming, but not surprising. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some of us play this game a heck of a lot more than others, and that's just the way it goes. It's the way the cookie crumbles. And the thing is, anybody who plays this game, as much as I do especially, you're going to be sitting on a wealth of knowledge that new players aren't really sitting on. So armed with that information, I'm going to continue as best I can to educate people, continue to just put out good content and content that I think will help a vast majority of the players. We're getting very close. We're at level 48, so we've got about 2 levels left before we can prestige, and that'll get Rebecca to prestige 3, meaning all of her teachable perks, her 3 teachable perks, will be available to use for everybody, all my survivors, and it'll be tier 3 perks. It won't be tier 1 or tier 2. Okay, so this is the last blood web. I've spent a lot here. If I'm a professional content creator, I'll keep a running tally of the blood points spent, or I'll just put it at the very end. We'll just have to wait and see. So that was the last blood web, and now Rebecca's at prestige 3, and now all of her teachables have been unlocked at level 3 for all survivors. So her 3 teachables available to all the other survivors. If you've enjoyed this video, if you watched the whole thing, thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I certainly would like to put out more YouTube content. And be sure to come hang out, check me out on Twitch, TikTok, join my Discord. All of my links will be in the show notes. Just follow the link tree. And of course, check out Red Rank Podcast. So until next time, thanks for hanging out.